Chiefy, did you like that new song we just played? The Goodness of God? Oh man, I love it. That was the first time I played it, eh? Don't say that about Chelsea. She's a nice woman. That's okay, Chief. Oh man, so let's go for a little walk, eh, Chief? Would you like to go for a little walk? Going back. You're such a good boy, Chief. Hold on. There we go. Oh man, did you like my chord progressions, eh, Chief? That was really good. Oh no! Oh, what's that? Oh no, Chief! Oh bro, are you okay?
Or he's gonna come back for me.
Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this Tom clean from my hands? This is just a disclaimer that the following scenes may contain some alarming content, but may I assure you that you are in for an enjoyable time.
Previously on Ignite TV.
But we can't even get 3 on the couch.
Okay, does that work?
No.
Oh, okay. As long as we've got 1.5 meters.
I think we know what we need to do.
Yeah.
What do we do?
100% we do.
It's time to vote.
Me. I'm their youth pastor and they voted me out. They think that they can treat me like this? They think they can treat me like this? Take it out somewhere. You know, I think I'm gonna kill Tom. That's what I'll do. I'm gonna kill Tom. He's not gonna know what's coming. He's not gonna know what hit him.
He's dead.
Tom? Tom, are you around? I haven't seen Tom in a week. And Ignite TV is like his favourite spot, so I thought he might be here, but he's not here. I just feel really bad because the last thing I said to him was that he was really bad at surfing.
I am not!
Tom! He's alive! Tom! Is that really you?
It is. I know my appearance is frightening.
It is.
I've had to change my identity. Nick is trying to kill me.
What?
Yes. We
Why?
voted him off.
Oh no.
And he must have taken it personally. But I wasn't the only one who voted him, but he wanted to kill me.
Why? It's so crazy.
So-
Like, it just seems so extra.
I know, but that's Nick.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It's okay. I managed to throw him off the trail, and I've been in hiding ever since.
Oh my gosh.
I faked my death. I can tell you the whole story.
Oh,
Are you ready?
I don't know, but I guess.
Well, it all started with Chiefy.
Oh no! Oh! He saved me!
Oh bro, are you okay? Are you okay, bro?
I think Nick tried to kill me.
Oh, dude, nice. Can I give you something to help you sit here?
Oh, no, I just need to hide.
Oh, you just need to hide. Okay, I'll disguise you.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
this stuff. Hat. This hat is pretty cool, eh?
Oh, I need that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Did you see what happened?
Oh, bro, me and Chief, we almost traumatized, eh?
I'm worried he's gonna come back for me.
I don't think he's gonna forget it.
Where should I go?
You should go that way.
All right.
Yeah,
Tell everyone that Nick killed me.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Goodbye, Chiefy. Thank you.
Okay, Chief, let's go this way. We're gonna flank him, mate. Let's go.
And that is how I threw him off the trail. Oh, it's been a wild ride.
I'm so sorry, Tom. I mean, it's not every day you get at least attempted murdered. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, and look, it's not done yet. He could be anywhere.
Yeah.
He thinks I'm dead, but if he finds out, we're ruined.
We are. Well, I mean, maybe the first step to recovery is taking this off, Tom.
Oh, I don't think so. This has helped me.
Yeah, but Tom, you kind of look ridiculous.
I don't care. It's kept me safe, Millie.
No, come on, Tom.
No.
Tom.
Ah!
Don't bark at me. Come on. No.
I-
That is not a goat on your face. Is that a goatee, Tom?
I had to. He couldn't know it was me.
No. No!
Welcome to Ignite TV for another week. We've got Mill, first time on set.
Hey guys, it's good to see you all, even if I can't see you. But you get what I'm saying.
They get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I want to know, what's your favorite thing about Ignite TV?
I think it would have to be being able to do Ignite in my pajamas because they're super comfortable. And to be real, I'm quite annoyed that I had to get into proper clothing today. Just saying.
Look, I've got a garbage bag around here that we can swap you. No?
Nah,
Okay.
that thing has touched your goatee, so yeah, nah.
That's mean. That's
Nah.
mean, isn't it? That's a bit too far.
Yeah.
That's okay, all right.
Maybe.
So we're doing Against the Pull,
Yep.
Jonah,
Yep.
and I think it's been an incredible series. I'm getting a lot out of it. What
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, I think it's a really incredible story that we can all really relate to because I definitely feel like there are things in this world that pull me in their direction that I shouldn't be going there. And yeah, it's a really good reminder that keep God central, keep God your focus, and that's where you're meant to be. So yeah, I think it's an awesome book.
I've been really appreciating this week how that's played out in our friendships. We just came from the Central Coast right before this, and we had a great time catching up with some really dear friends of ours, Christian couple, and we've been doing a Bible study with them over the last, week. We're just on this app called YouVersion. There's lots of cool plans.
Yeah.
It's been a way for us to keep in touch in recent weeks with physical separation and COVID, but then to be able to hang out with them
Yeah.
and just feel that encouragement that we can give one another. It's been so good. I really enjoyed it.
And it's really good accountability because sometimes it's really hard to remember to read the Bible every day or even just every few days. So to have some friends that you can bounce ideas off as you read the passage, that's really awesome. So yeah, you guys might have some friends who you could do that with too. So yeah, I've been enjoying that.
It's so cool. Yeah. And so we've just finished Ephesians Ignite reading plan. Have you felt anything great from Ephesians? I'll go first. I've actually really loved seeing just how unified the church is because of Jesus and what he's done for us. It doesn't matter your cultural background, your status in society, really anything. We've been brought together as one body because we're in God's family. I think that's incredible.
I think that's a pretty awesome summary, really. And I really like the fact that everyone... Yeah, okay, calm down. But I also really love the fact that because we are one family, we don't all have to be the same, though.
Yeah.
That we can all have our own personalities, we can have our own sense of humor, we can, really complement each other and not necessarily be this sort of monoculture or like all little, clones or whatnot.
Love it.
To get sci-fi on you.
I agree. I want to clone that idea and just like replicate it. I want to say the exact same thing.
I think you got my point, but yes.
All right, so we're going to be moving to Jonah 3.
Yep.
I'm really excited to hear what we're going to be learning today. I hope you guys are too. We're going to go to a how-to video though.
Oh, I can't wait for this one.
Yeah, these have been really good.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed these.
Oh, hey! I didn't see you there. My name's Harrison Michael Windsor, and I'm going to teach you how to be a jazz musician. Being a jazz musician is actually very cool. It requires a lot of maturity and sophistication. Step 1, you're going to want to find yourself a bassist. Here's one I prepared earlier. Step 2. Find yourself some harmonic rhythm and a bit of a melody going with an improvised line. Step 3. Get yourself a singer. Make sure he knows what he's doing. As I said, you want to make sure he knows what he's doing.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, Harry.
So,
Hello.
what a pleasure to have you.
Thanks. So, Harry Windsor, Prince of the Windsor Castle.
You could say that.
Tell us your full name, age, favourite colour, blood type, and your favourite Chinese food.
Okay. My full name is Harrison Michael Windsor.
Wow.
I've forgotten the next question.
Age.
Age,
Yes,
16 years old.
16 years
I'm
old.
16 years old.
Wow.
Got your L's?
I've not got my L's. I need to. My parents keep on asking me to, but
Gosh.
I do need to.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favourite colour is either this blue or
Or
like
that blue.
this particular blue. No, I actually have, you know, the kind of green, turquoise, teal, that sort of thing.
Behind you. On the chair.
Your town?
Oh, like this, yeah.
Boom!
I love
All the
this.
favourite colours.
Beautiful.
It's great.
And your favourite Chinese food?
You gotta go with dumplings.
You heard it here first.
How good are the
Yeah.
dumplings?
They're good.
Great.
Really good.
Any sort except for the vegetarian ones.
Nice.
Don't go
Yeah,
vegetarian.
vegetarian.
I mean,
So you just took us through a jazz tutorial. You are a
yes.
smooth, cool dealing jazz musician.
I'm trying to be one, yes.
Jazz music, tell us about it. Tell us more.
Um,
Do you like it?
do I like it?
Yeah. Is it something that you're passionate about?
He doesn't like it, but he's amazing at it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I like it. I did a few years of kind of classical piano, and I was getting really bored. It just wasn't too much fun. And then my teacher turns out he is one of the best jazz musicians in Australia.
Wow, that's cool.
I had no idea. It was amazing.
What's his name?
Name is Neil Anderson.
Neil Anderson.
Neil Anderson, look it
He
up.
lives in Kirribilli, actually.
Spotify
so-
lives in Kirribilli.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Damn.
Okay.
Yes, but best way he's described it to me, jazz to me, is in classical music, everything's on the page.
Okay.
You know, all the composers put everything onto the page, so you read off the page, and you know put your expression into it, and if something sounds bad, that's the composer's fault.
Yeah.
Wow.
In jazz, if you play something and it sounds bad, that's your fault.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Why?
Kind of like a metaphor for life, really.
Oh my goodness.
You know, get a bit deep here.
Getting real deep. What other parts, other than jazz music, which is flowing through your veins,
Yes.
make you you?
I want to say puns, jokes. It actually runs in my family. Every single one of my
You could
grandparents.
say it puns
except
in
for
your
one.
family.
Hey. It's like diarrhea. It's hereditary because it runs in your genes.
I'm
See,
uncomfortable
he's-
right now. I'm in the
He's
middle
good.
of both of you.
Okay, puns, humour, runs in your family. What else?
Yep. Well. Not much.
Diarrhea.
What else makes you you?
I think probably. My faith. It's a pretty big one.
Mhm.
It's probably one that I've had for a few years. So that's good.
Can you do accents?
Can't do accents. Which one do you want?
Let's start from the UK.
No,
Okay.
pause. So
Okay.
you can do accents?
I
You
like
can do accents?
I like trying.
Some.
I think we got an accent off here. I think we got an accent.
Accent off.
Right, here's the
So
deal.
you list. You why don't you list the country?
Oh, I do the country, and
You-
then
and we'll
in the
both
chat,
do
you
the-
guys write who you think did a better accent for that country. Okay, no, that's
here we
great.
go. This
Okay,
one's
Don't put it down to them to decide.
Australia.
Which
Oh,
part of Australia?
Yeah, that's true.
Your director's choice.
They're kind of similar, but this.
G'day, hey, how you going?
Mhm.
Legend or
Oh,
not?
g'day, man. What's going on?
Mhm.
How are you?
Okay.
It's easy stuff. It's good stuff.
England. Take a pick. Any English accent.
The house and the mouse were in the castle, and I preferred it with my tea.
Fasten your coat before you go out into the yard, or else your mum will have me in trouble for not keeping you warm enough at school today.
Oh my gosh.
Skewer.
I'm making an executive decision there.
That was really
that was
good.
very good. And you started strong, like, don't get me wrong.
I was going with Windsor, you know.
I know, okay, Russia.
Yeah, hello, my name is Vladimir, and I secret nuclear plans to blow up America.
This Donald Trump, we hate him.
It's not bad. The comrade, Chernobyl was just a science experiment, you know. Don't worry about it.
Привет. Нет. Okay.
Vodka.
Can we do South African?
Oh, that's kind of like Kiwi, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit, but it's got a long tinge on some of the vowels. It's just a little bit get caught in
I don't
your
think I
mouth.
can
You can tap out, that's fine. Okay, well, Kiwi.
Oh, hey there, bro. Do you like watching videos? Niflux.co.nz.
It's good, even
That's
knows
a
like
video,
the www. Yeah.
Kiwi, oh, that's pretty good, hey. Hey, Britt, present. Murray, present. Jermaine, well, I'm here, aren't I?
Alright, well, last one. Why don't we go
Sorry.
Scottish?
We used to have a teacher called Mr. Pratt, and he was very Scottish. He would play little videos of people on the beach when people were trying to focus on their work.
It's pretty
It
good.
was very cool.
That'll be 10 points from Slytherin and 10 points from Gryffindor.
Okay, well, you guys make the decision who you thought was better for each one.
Post it in the chat. Yeah, okay. But what's been good about faith during isolation? What have you found benefits from there? Good stuff.
It's certainly a good thing, but it's not as good as actually being a person. Being able to, at home. You've got so much time, because I'm not going to school, I'm not coming back from school, there's no stuff on after school, before school. And so there's times where you're just going, I feel really bored. Because, I've been watching YouTube for ages, I've been reading for ages, I've been doing music for ages,
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And you go, you should probably, talk to God. Because, it's a really good opportunity, especially because at the same time as you've got all those opportunities, sometimes you got nothing to do and then you just forget.
Yeah. So many distractions in the normal rhythms of life, but now it's just like, oh, what do I do? I'll pray.
Bible.
Yeah, it's great,
I
man.
haven't seen one of these.
It's really encouraging. Yeah.
So, your story, Harry Windsor, how he came to be. But let's go with, how did you come to know Jesus? Let's go with that one.
Yeah. So my parents, my dad is a lecturer at Moore College, Theological College, pastor's kid. Woo.
Yeah.
So he's been, or mum and dad have been, taking us to church, Sunday school, all that for before I could remember. Classic story. I grew up in a Christian family, and so I got confirmed when I was in year 8. I was pretty young.
Wow.
I don't think I fully understood what it meant, because it was just like a church thing. Because I knew, oh yes, it was just like a better than a baptism, not better than baptism. But theology. Yeah, it's not. I didn't quite understand. Is what I'm trying to say.
Totally.
And so, especially throughout year 10, senior school, there's a lot of stuff going on. I started to really care about what people thought about me. Is he the funny guy who everyone loves to hang out with, or is he some like kind of weird guy who keeps on telling the same joke for months on end? Anyway, and it was not particularly fun because it was just constantly worrying and wasn't great for up here.
Yeah.
And caring less and less about where I was with Jesus and what Jesus thought about me, because that's kind of the most important thing.
That's huge.
LIT, Leaders in Training,
A conference that
January.
these
Conference.
guys should go to.
If you want to learn how to be a Christian leader in school or whatever,
Huge.
it was very good.
Awesome, man.
Classic, I went on a conference and then, oh wow, you came to faith or whatever. No.
It's classic for a reason, man.
Well, yeah. They were really good. Like my parents, we come from Neutral Bay, Neutral Bay Church, which it used to be pretty traditional, not like crazy Catholic traditional, but it was just more of a not quite contemporary service. And so the music, it's not what I would be used to. But when you've got like 2,000 kids all singing the same thing about Jesus, and it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many people who love Jesus, it's great.
Wow.
But through that and the guys who were talking, Mike Dicker, that was his name. The whole theme was love to be loved, and the fact that we have Jesus as he is our identity, and our faith is our identity. So it doesn't even, there are things that make us us, like jazz or puns or whatever. But in all, the most important thing that makes you you is your faith in Jesus. And so it doesn't matter. People think you're funny or whatever, because you've got Jesus.
That's so
and so that I thought about that and went, we should do something about that. It's a bit of an issue. And so I've been trying to, care more about what Jesus thinks about me.
Yeah, I mean, like, I've only been here for a few months, but I see jazz and puns in you, but I see your faith in Jesus shining through way more. And so that moment, which, might be a classic moment in your walk with Jesus, I see that as something shining through you even to this day. So be encouraged. I see God at work in you, bro. Really cool.
Mission to Dad.
Mission to Dad.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And now you're going to read God's word for us.
Yep.
Cool.
We're going to be reading from the Bible, from Jonah chapter 3. So if you want to grab one of your Bibles that you have around, and we'll read. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim to it the message I give you. Jonah obeyed the word of the Lord and went to Nineveh. Now Nineveh was a very large city. It took 3 days to go through it. Jonah began by going a day's journey into the city, proclaiming, 40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown. The Ninevites believed God. A fast was proclaimed, and all of them, from the greatest to the least, put on sackcloth. When Jonah's warning reached the king of Nineveh, he rose from his throne, took off his royal robes, covered himself with sackcloth, and sat down in the dust. This is the proclamation he issued in Nineveh. By decree of the king and his nobles, do not let people or animals, herds or flocks taste anything. Do not let them eat or drink, but let people and animals be covered with sackcloth. Let everyone call urgently on God. Let them give up their evil ways and their violence. Who knows? God may yet relent and with compassion turn from his fierce anger so that we will not perish. When God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, he relented and did not bring on them destruction he had threatened. This is the word of the Lord.
Hello, my favorite people. It is so good to see you back to Ignite. My name is Nick and I'm your youth pastor here at church. And it's a crazy week for me because this could be my last time speaking to you before I have a baby. And I am excited and terrified and feeling lots of emotions. So if you're a prayer, Becca and I would love your prayers. Our little girl is expected next Tuesday. Oh my gosh. But Jonah 3, that's where we are today, against the pull. And I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a bit of tension as we've been sort of thinking through these themes, thinking about the book of Jonah, and that is that it's really difficult to go against the pull. It's hard. No one's claiming that it's easy. To put it another way, when God calls you and God sends you, it is not an easy calling. And it's not an easy sending. And that's exactly what we see here in Jonah 3 that Harry so beautifully read for us before. Pick up your Bibles with me and follow. Jonah chapter 3 starts again. Then the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. And so we're kind of getting a round 2. Remember chapter 1? The word of the Lord came to Jonah, and Jonah was like, you know what? I'm going to go that way. This time, the word of the Lord comes again. And I think that's really refreshing, because you and I so often have a moment where we reject the word of the Lord, where we go the other direction. But God is a God of second chances. God is a God of forgiveness. And so he comes to Jonah again, and he gives him another opportunity. What does he say? He says, go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim the message I give you. Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim the message I give you. Can I just sit at that for a minute? That's not an easy calling. Nineveh is an enormous city that is a superpower in the ancient world. There was this crazy big empire called Assyria, and Nineveh was one of the chief cities of this town. You notice that when Jonah actually obeys the word and he goes to Nineveh, there's this really funny line. It's like, why did you include this? Well, it's included for our good. It says, now Nineveh was a very large city. It took 3 days to go through it. Think about this. God says to you, hey, Nick, I want you to go to the city of Sydney, and I want you to proclaim to it that it's wicked and sinful and my judgment is coming. And I actually want you to go to every suburb. I want you to go to Barara. I want you to go to Turramurra. I want you to go to North Sydney. I want you to go to Neutral Bay. I even want you to go over the bridge. And I want you to proclaim the judgment of God upon everybody. And so you're sitting here thinking, not only do I have this really strong, hard word that I have to tell people, but I have to do it for 3 days? I have to walk and tell every person that they're under the judgment of God? When God sends us, it's not easy. And let's just own that. Being a Christian is not an easy calling. Especially when you're in high school. I feel for you guys. I remember my high school years. It was not an easy time to be a Christian in high school. There was all of this pressure and expectation that I would be a certain kind of person, and that kind of person didn't fit the Christian mold. And I wanted to be like that. Being a Christian meant that there were certain people who really didn't like me, simply because of what I believed. I remember our group at school, there was a lunchtime where a whole group of guys came over and started yelling at us and making fun of us because we believed in some invisible God in the sky. I remember one of them got a piece of chalk and wrote on the basketball court like this big flying spaghetti monster and said, I believe in this God and he's more real than your God. That wasn't easy. Being a Christian is not an easy calling. And God is not pretending that it is. And so for you, if you are a Christian, and you've been following God for a while, and you're actually sitting here thinking, it's not easy, Nick. I'm finding it really hard. I just want to give you some comfort and say, you're not alone. I've been there. We've been there. And in fact, that is a part of the journey. See, God doesn't promise us an easy walk with Jesus, but he does promise a worthwhile walk with Jesus. Moving against the pool, swimming with God, not easy, but meaningful, fantastic, powerful, transforming. It's entirely worth it. And that's the second thing that I want to talk to you about from Jonah 3. Jonah goes and he delivers this difficult message. He obeys God's difficult calling. And what happens? Well, verse 5, the Ninevites believed God. The Ninevites believed God. You can just imagine Jonah was pretty surprised. He probably was like, okay, God, I got chucked into the ocean last time I didn't obey you. So this time I'm going to obey you, but I've got very low expectations. I don't think anything's going to happen. These people are pretty wicked. These people are pretty sinful. Nothing's going to happen. I'll go walk around, mumble around a little bit, be like, oh, God's going to judge you. And then I'm going to go home. That's probably what Jonah was expecting. But I just love how quick and simple this line is. Verse 5, the Ninevites believed God. You see, when God sends us, God goes with us. When God lays a calling upon your life, he will give you power and he will be with you. And every word that you utter is a word that comes from him. And every action that you act is an action that he's given you. There's not a moment that God is not with you. You see, as we step out of Jonah, we have a bigger, fuller picture of the Christian life. We know that God has given us his Holy Spirit. We know that he dwells within us, giving us power and comfort in every single moment. We know that even when God calls us to go, like he did Jonah, to share the message of the good news of Jesus, we know that it's not our strength and our power that has any effect. We know that it is all him. Matthew 28, one of the most important sections of the Bible for the Christian, the last words of this beautiful picture of Jesus. Here's what Jesus says to you and to me. He says, therefore, go and make disciples of all nations. Not an easy calling, but one in which he goes with us. We get again a picture of Jesus speaking to his disciples, speaking to you and me. After he calls us and sends us to go, here's what he says in Acts chapter 1, verse 8. But you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and Samaria, and here's the important part, to the ends of the earth. When God sends you, he goes with you. There was nothing in Jonah that meant the Ninevites would come and obey God. And in fact, Jonah was almost the worst person ever to go. He really didn't want to be there. He didn't really put a lot of effort in. But when God sends us, God goes with us. We trust that God is the one who acts. God is the one who is powerful. God is the one who is meaningfully working. And so we trust him. Look at what happens when the Ninevites believe. In verse 5, a fast was proclaimed. These people are so moved by the fact that God has spoken to them that they stop eating. Just let that sit with you. They stop eating. I'm not going to stop eating for anything. You're not going to stop eating for anything. The only reason that you would intentionally give up food, and we're not just talking a meal, we're talking like an intentional few days where you just don't eat a thing. The only reason you would do that is if God has moved you powerfully. A fast was proclaimed, and here's the next bit. All of them, from the greatest to the least, put on sackcloth. Now, we don't really know what sackcloth is. Sackcloth is something you would intentionally put on to mourn. It's something you would do if you were grieving. If you were depressed and upset about something, you would intentionally put these clothes on that would make it clear to everyone that something was going down in your life. And it was not a very pretty set of clothes. It was probably some coarse, difficult, gross material. And in fact, in some seasons of history, they didn't wear clothes, they just wore a loincloth. They kind of just covered the important parts, kind of intentionally to humble themselves. To just cry out that we are in mourning, we are grieving. And the Ninevites, they are so grieved by their sin and the fact that they have hurt God, that they are just giving everything over to him. Look at the way that God moves. That is the way that God moves today. That's the way God has moved in my life. That's the way that God has moved in your life if you've become a Christian. And in fact, I want to promise you that that's the way God will move if you are willing to step out in faithfulness and go and share your faith. I've been a youth pastor for about 7 years now. And there have been some talks that I've gotten up to preach where I've literally been crying before I got up, where I've been shaking with nervousness, where I just feel completely overwhelmed by how useless my words are. I've gotten up and I've spoken, and people have become Christians in that moment. Why? Because when God sends us, he goes with us. That's true for you. That's true for me. Our calling is not easy. No one's saying that it's easy to be a Christian or to go, but God will be with you. Look at the way that not only do the Ninevites become believers, but the king himself. Check this out. Verse 6, when Jonah's warning reached the king of Nineveh, Jonah doesn't even talk to him personally. The warning just somehow makes its way over to him. The king kind of hears about it on the grapevine, and here's what the king does. He rises from his throne and sits down in the dust. This man is so concerned that he goes and he dwells in the dust. This is the king of a great city. He takes off his royal robes. Again, this is the king. Imagine the Queen Elizabeth taking off her robes, maybe her dress, and putting on sackcloth in front of the whole world. Here's what he issues to Nineveh. He says, do not let people or animals, herds or flocks taste anything. Do not let them eat or drink, but let people and animals be covered with sackcloth. I don't think this is a call to, go and preach the gospel to your pets. I think these guys are just really showing how concerned they are about the judgment of God. They're doing anything and everything to demonstrate to God that we want your mercy, God. We want your compassion. And so we get to the end and he says, who knows? God may yet relent and with compassion turn from his fierce anger so that we will not perish. They don't even know if God is going to save them. You and I, we have certainty that when we turn away from this world, away from our sin, and we turn to Jesus, we know with certainty that we will be saved. And so you and I, we can do this way better than they could, and yet look at their faith. They don't even know if they're going to be saved, and they say, maybe God will save us. And they turn completely from their sin. And here's where I just want to land the plane. Verse 10, the last verse of Jonah 3. When God saw what they did and how they turned from their evil ways, he relented. He turned away from his anger and did not bring on them the destruction he had threatened. See, God is a holy and just God. I don't want to downplay this for you, that every single one of us is broken, has fallen into sin, has regularly and consistently built a life that is completely opposed to God. And God cannot ignore that. God must bring justice. You and I, we feel that. When someone wrongs us brutally and horribly, we want justice, and God must bring justice. But God is equally the God of mercy and the God of compassion. And when a sinner turns to him, he relents from his anger and he pours out his mercy upon them. And he can do that because of his son, Jesus. And so I just got to ask you right now, if you're watching Ignite TV for the first time, for the 100th time, if you've been calling yourself a Christian for a long time, I've got to ask you, have you turned to God? Have you repented? Have you chosen to embrace what these Ninevites have embraced, being angry and upset at their sin and turning away from it, and coming and throwing themselves upon the mercy of God? If you're not a Christian, I want to call on you that you, like the Ninevites, you need God. You need his mercy. And this is a chance to do it. This is a chance to say, God, I'm so sorry and I want your forgiveness. But if you're a Christian and you have had this moment, you need to see that God is the God of mercy for all people. Remember, this is the Old Testament. This is when God was the God of the Jews, and even here he's extending his love to the nations outside of Israel. God is a God who wants to bring the good news to the ends of the earth, and when God sends us, God goes with us. And so do you really actually believe that God will save? Do you really actually believe that when you, when you go, that God will actually go with you? And that when you talk about Jesus, when you share your faith, God might actually use you to bring other people into salvation, because I want to promise you that he will. He does. The Christian calling is not an easy one. Going and sharing faith is not an easy calling, but God goes with us. And when he goes with us, he comes with power. He comes with the Holy Spirit. And his purposes will and cannot be stopped. They will happen. And all people will come to know that Jesus is the King of the universe, either now by turning to him from their sin, or in the future when they come down on bowed knee in the judgment. And so right now, let's take this seriously. Let's get out there. Let's share our faith. Let's talk about Jesus. Let's get people knowing the grace of God. This Ignite TV is the easiest invite you've ever had in your life. Just send the link off. Invite a couple friends on a Friday night to come and have dinner with you and watch Ignite TV. It's really not that hard, and yet look at what God might do. I want to challenge you. Let's take this seriously. Jonah 3, a big call, a big hard message, but a beautiful one.
I love you, Lord. Oh, your mercy never fails me. And all my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. All my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I gave you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. All my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God.
That's about it for us this week. Hope you've enjoyed it.
It's been fun. Thanks for joining us.
I think so too. In case you haven't figured it out already, Ignite is a place where the good news of Jesus meets teenage children.
Is that Tom?
Run, Tom. Run. Run.
Hey, is that Tom's voice over the mill?
Hey, Nick. So lovely to see you.
It's lovely to see you too.
Yeah, just keep talking to me, but I'm going to take a seat over here. Yeah.
You're a bit weird. Are you okay? How are you
Yeah,
going?
no. Like, obviously, I'm really devastated.
Oh,
Tom's been
obviously.
missing.
Yeah. Oh, Tom.
Yeah,
Tom.
like for a week. Haven't
Tom.
seen him.
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Tom.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
maybe he went off.
Tom's one of my best friends. I really care about Tom. I think Tom is wonderful. I think Tom is a lovely human, and I would never ever hurt or harm him.
Seems like you're having a moment, Nick.
Seems like she might be onto me. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my heart. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Yeah, I love Tom. Tom's wonderful.
Yeah, you really like Tom. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's
Yeah.
fantastic. So like, I hope he turns up.
Me
you know.
too.
What were you doing here?
Yeah, I was just like looking for Tom. Really, like Ignite TV. I was just thinking.
What is this? Smells like goat. What is it?
I think that was Tom's before he
Oh,
disappeared.
Tom's. Oh, Tom's.
But like ages
Okay.
back from like last week, so like I don't think it's evidence or like a breadcrumb. or
Yeah,
anything
no,
like
of
that.
course
Like,
not.
it's
No evidence. Why would? There's no evidence needed. He's just gone for a walk, so it's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
like or
Sorry,
a
so
surf.
you
I
said
don't
you
know.
were closing Ignite.
Yeah,
So this is the
just-
end.
Yeah. I was saying goodbye to everyone and
Just
yeah.
by yourself.
Tom. I mean, Tom.
Oh, I love Thomas the Tank Engine. I didn't know you were a fan.
Love Thomas the Tank Engine.
Post
Him
in the
and
chat if
Kirsty
you are a
and-
Thomas the Tank Engine fan. We love Thomas the Tank Engine here.
Thomas, best Thomas. Best Thomas I know.
Guys, that was really close. It's okay. I have my mask. I've got a plan. I know who I need to call. The right person for the job. We can do this.
Okay, so we're closing up Ignite TV.
Yeah. Great to see everyone.
Did anyone,
it's been a great week.
Did anyone tell them what Ignite's all about?
I think I started.
You started? Okay, well, so Ignite, here at Ignite,
Yeah.
we are all about the good news of Jesus meeting teenage culture. That's what we're all about. The normal teenage life that you live meets the good news of Jesus. They come together. That's Ignite. I hope you've enjoyed that tonight. We've had a good message from Jonah 3, if I do say so myself.
It was such a good message, Nick. It was really
you seem
good.
a little on edge. Like,
Yeah.
You're all right.
It's just Tom being missing. It's really messing with me.
Okay.
But I hold this train and in remembrance of him.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Guys, we're going to get to the reading plan this week. We've been in Ephesians. There's more to come. It's going to be fantastic. Keep reading the Bible. It's going to be a really great thing. There was some great advice earlier in Ignite about using a friend to keep each other accountable. Maybe you want to team with your friends. Read the Bible together. Otherwise, we loved having you here today, and we are going to see you on Zoom.
I'll see you there.
And cut! Alright, I'm going to take this up. I'll turn off the lights and then go upstairs.
Sounds
see you guys next week.
Oh, see you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
see ya.
serving us. That's really
I'm
great.
gonna keep trying to find Tom.
Yeah. Do you hope you find him?
Oh, thanks, Nick. That's kind of me.
Now is the winter of my discontent. I think she's onto me. I think she knows. I think she knows that I was the one who murdered her husband, Tom. I really enjoyed killing Tom. That was fun. But Millie, I like Millie. I like her, but I don't want to kill her. But I have to kill Millie. I have to kill Millie. Oh, Millie! Oh, Millie, hey, sorry, I was just praying. Yeah.
Got my coffee.
Yeah.
Classic. You're getting really weird. Bye, Nick.